I'm about to share with you some ideas on tension and how it can actually help you hit better golf shots. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV. And one of the most common things that I hear it on TV, I read it in magazines, even some of you out there who make comments that tension really kills my golf swing. So what I want to do here today is I want to share with you when tension is good and when it is bad, and also more importantly, like how do we adjust to it? So we can have tension that's too much, there's too much tension, and believe it or not, we can have too little tension. Now, the real thing we got to be aware of is when the tension changes. So as an example, let me just go ahead and hit a shot right here. I've got my 8-iron. And this is typically what we see when people say tension is killing my golf swing, because it does happen, but this is what we see. A golfer will come in, they'll be nice and relaxed, and they're kind of waving their arms and they just feel good, and their arms are soft and their forearms are soft, okay? And then the minute the club moves, they grip it super tight and they increase the tension. So it's not so much that the tension itself is bad, it's the change in tension that is bad. Let me repeat that, because this is important. You want to remember this. It's the change in tension that gets us into trouble. So I have had golfers, quite honestly, there's been some world-class players who've said this, where they grip the club pretty firm and pretty tight. So they'll grip it firm. I'm kind of actually one of those guys. I'll grip it pretty firm, and as I swing, okay, I keep it firm. I still feel that tension in my hands and in my forearms, but the key being is that it's consistent. So that's the first thing I want you to take away from this, is it's not that tension is bad, but it's the change in tension that really gets you into trouble. Very little tension to a lot, or I don't know if I've ever really seen it, but too much tension and then going soft. It might happen maybe in putting and things like that. So how do we actually change that? Well, let me show you a couple of drills. First of all, let's talk about somebody who goes from really light tension to too much tension. So let me go ahead and just grab one of my new alignment rods here. These are our VLS alignment rods. I love these things because, well, first of all, you can use alignment rod. It should be a standard in anybody's golf bag. If you like to play golf and you practice at all, you should have an alignment rod, because you can use it for a multiple of things. These particular ones that we developed here actually can bend and fold a little bit. So you know already where I'm going with this. You got to tell us where you're from. Okay, we love hearing where you're from. Nick, give him the thumbs up. There's my man, my main man, Nick, behind the camera there. So when we work on this little drill here, it's called the right-left drill. If you followed any of our stuff, you've seen this before. So I got my alignment rod here. And one of the reasons we developed it the way we did is so that we can actually, we got all types of fun stuff that we can do with it. So I'm gonna put it in like an angle like this, all right? Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just set it down here so that the ball, all right? And I got an 8-iron in my hands right now, and I'm gonna do this drill first of all off a tee. Whenever you're doing your drills for the first time, it's a good idea to do it off a tee. So I'm gonna go ahead and tee it up, okay? And what you'll notice here from face on is I got my feet inside the box. I've created kind of like basically a 3-sided box. So if you have too much tension, or if you have tension, I should say, that goes from light to firm, remember the change is the problem, not whether it's light or firm, it's the change. So we put our feet together. As we step to the right, we swing the club to the right, and then we step a little left. So I'm in the box, I'm gonna step out of the box, right, and then left. See how I'm doing that? So I'm in the box, step through. Now when the club is in movement and when it's in continuous motion, the tension probably won't change. So let's do it from the beginning. Here we go. We're gonna do a little 3-setter, right? We love our 3-setters. Here we go. There's 1, there's 2, boom, there's 3. Okay, now I'm all set. Now I can go ahead, get in here, address the golf ball. All right, I'll take that. So that's tip number 1. If you feel like you're one of those golfers, which is probably the most common, that goes from light to tense, the little right-left drill can really help you with that. Now, how about the other golfers? All right, very seldom do I see this happen, but where a golfer goes from tight to really light tension. I'll see it sometimes in putting, especially if they are almost kind of yipping it and have some things there. But if you tend to hook the golf ball also, if you tend to hook it, hit a lot of shots off the toe or hook it, this will be for you, because you could have actually need a little bit more tension to keep the club face square. So what I'm gonna have you do, and this is one of the great tips, I think I even covered this in the book, The Bad Lie, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grip the club as tight as I possibly can with my last 3 fingers of my lead hand. So my pinky, all right, my ring finger, and my middle finger. And as I grip that tight, right there, those 3 fingers right there, that's gonna tighten up my forearm, okay? So if you've got a shot, matter of fact, if I've got a shot and there's OB left, there's water left. For me as a right-handed golfer, I don't want to hook it. I'm going to grip it as tight as I can with these last 3 fingers at the beginning and through the entire swing. So let me just go ahead and make a practice motion. So the tip here is pinky, ring finger, middle finger. I'm gripping them tight. Boom, and I'm keeping them tight. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. Oh man, it felt solid. And Nick will attest, straight, a little bit of a fade on that one, a little bit of a fade. So if you feel like you're hooking it or you're too loosey-goosey, all right, grip it as tight as you can with the last 3 fingers of your lead hand. So tension in of itself is not bad. The tension becomes bad when it changes from light to firm, or every so often too firm to too light. These little tips right here are gonna help you better understand why tension actually isn't a bad thing. It might actually just help your golf game.